Right now, you're comfortably seated, enjoying this video. But you might find it fascinating that the area where you are seated today was subjected to temperatures that reached over 8,500 degrees Celsius millions of years in the past. Or that it was blanketed in ice for eons. Both statements are true. In this 15-minute video, we'll embark on a journey through the 4.5 billion-year history of our Earth. The region that now houses our solar system was once filled with various gases and dust clouds. Scientists believe there was a distant star among these clouds. As time passed, the energy of that star started to fade, leading to a massive explosion within it. This explosion caused the dust in space to collapse in on itself. During this process, the dust particles transformed into large meteoroids and asteroids due to the immense pressure and heat. This pressure also allowed radioactive materials in these clouds to create gravity, which caused hydrogen and helium to gather at the center. Under this incredible pressure, a massive explosion took place, marking the birth of our Sun. The debris from this explosion, known as asteroids, began to be drawn closer to the Sun due to its gravitational pull. Eventually, these asteroids collided, leading to the formation of planets such as Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. At that time, there was a gravitational interaction between Earth and Mars, drawing asteroids toward our planet. Over millions of years, these asteroids continued to rain down on Earth, while similar events were unfolding on our neighboring planet. Attracting even more debris. These violent collisions sent fragments of Earth spiraling into space, creating a ring around the planet. The particles in this ring began colliding, ultimately resulting in the formation of our Moon. At that time, Earth was covered by a single, boiling ocean with temperatures reaching 1,958 degrees Celsius. Everything we know today by different names was once part of this primordial ocean. Gradually, Earth cooled down, causing heavier elements like metals and radioactive materials to sink to the core, while lighter materials floated to the surface. For millions of years, Earth endured a relentless bombardment of meteorites, bringing in salt, minerals, and water. This constant rainfall led to the cooling of Earth's surface as it filled with water. According to scientists, this period marked the emergence of microscopic life in the deep oceans, originating from volcanic activity. Over time, Earth became saturated with water, while the core remained hot due to its radioactive composition. As the surface cooled, heat from the Earth's interior struggled to escape, resulting in volcanic eruptions. Numerous volcanoes began erupting across the water-covered Earth. This volcanic activity persisted for millions of years. Eventually giving rise to land above the water. Even during this time, meteoroids continued to rain down on Earth due to the lack of atmosphere. Around 300 million years ago, the Earth's atmosphere began to stabilize. Volcanic eruptions diminished, and a day on Earth lasted approximately 24 hours. As years passed, microscopic life evolved and began forming communities. Around 250 million years ago, life forms that harnessed minerals and sunlight from the water emerged, releasing oxygen as a byproduct. By this time, volcanic activity had largely ceased, and the atmosphere became enriched with oxygen due to these microorganisms. With the rise of oxygen levels in the atmosphere, Earth's atmosphere began to evolve, fostering the proliferation of life across the planet. Eventually, An era arrived when elevated oxygen levels initiated significant cycles of life and death. During this time, Earth's atmosphere cooled and filled with iron minerals, which began combining with oxygen in the water. This process turned the Earth a reddish hue, reminiscent of Mars. As time progressed, the tectonic plates of Earth began to shift, causing the surface to crack. This led to a rise in carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere, resulting in acid rain. The temperature on Earth dropped, causing water to freeze for the first time, and the entire planet became enveloped in ice. Typically, sunlight warms the Earth, but with the entire surface covered in ice, reflecting sunlight, conditions remained icy for a prolonged period. Yet again, heat from within the Earth escaped through volcanic eruptions, causing the ice to melt. Deep within the Earth, some microorganisms began evolving, utilizing volcanic heat to grow larger and more complex. During this period, small marine plants also began to emerge, and as volcanic activity surged, carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere increased. As years passed, the ice melted again, but acid rain returned, cooling the Earth once more and causing much of the planet to become icy again. This cycle of warming and cooling persisted for thousands of years, allowing marine life to adapt to changing conditions. Many species and underwater forests faced extinction during this time, but those that survived adapted to the fluctuating temperatures. When volcanic activity melted the ice again, the remaining marine life began to rapidly evolve. Oxygen levels in the atmosphere increased, reducing acidity on Earth, which contributed to the thickening of the ozone layer. About 470 million years ago, the first plants known as bryophytes began to appear on the surface. As time went on, various types of plants and trees flourished. At one point, these trees grew to heights of about 80 to 100 feet, akin to 5 or 6-story buildings. This was also the era when marine animals began to emerge from the sea, transitioning into land-dwelling creatures. Most of the landmasses coalesced into one large supercontinent known as Pangaea. The Earth's atmosphere and temperature stabilized, leading to days lasting about 21 to 23 hours. Marine creatures adapted to life on land, gradually altering their appearances to fit their new environment. Over time, land animals evolved into dinosaurs, whose bodies became larger and more formidable. As land masses continued to merge, much of the surface turned into desert and barren land. The majority of forests remained near oceans, where animals sought refuge. Approximately 200 million years ago, Pangaea began to break apart. This division brought much of the Earth's surface into contact with water, resulting in lush vegetation and diverse ecosystems. Dinosaurs ruled the Earth for nearly 200 million years, dominating the land, sea, and sky. During this time, Africa collided with India, giving rise to the Himalayas. Around 66 million years ago, a colossal asteroid, approximately 4.5 billion years old, hurtled toward Earth at around 80,000 kilometers per hour. Upon impact, a catastrophic explosion occurred, equivalent to the energy released by 10 million atomic bombs. This collision ignited a massive fire, vaporizing everything in its vicinity. As the asteroid struck the Earth, dust began to cloud the atmosphere, causing floods in the oceans and earthquakes, marking a new epoch on our planet. Within hours, the environment turned hostile, shrouded in dust and harmful gases, plunging Earth into darkness and leading to widespread extinction. The majority of dinosaurs and plants perished. Our ancestors sought refuge underground, escaping the cataclysm. The atmosphere darkened, preventing sunlight from reaching the surface and causing further extinction of plants and animals. The presence of dust and harmful gases resulted in acid rain returning to the surface. Cooling the Earth once more and encasing it in ice. However, this time, the ice didn't freeze for millions of years. After 80,000 to 90,000 years, the ice began to melt. As the atmosphere stabilized, small creatures emerged from underground. During this time, the melting ice gave rise to cold jungles in Africa, where terrestrial creatures began evolving into primates. As the Earth warmed, African jungles dried up, creating a food shortage for these primates. In search of sustenance, they began walking on two legs, enabling them to hunt other animals. Slowly, monkeys evolved into apes, also known as vultures. In search of food, these apes began to spread across different parts of the Earth, and over time, their skin and appearance adapted to the local climates. With the passage of time, we became tribal humans, inventing weapons and making discoveries. Gradually, we evolved into what we now call humans. We developed religion, families, language, and culture, and as time passed, we continued to grow and progress. Today, we have become the most advanced species on Earth. It took nearly 4.5 billion years for the Earth to become what it is today, and it took us millions of years to evolve from a small land-dwelling creature into humans. However, in the process, we have polluted and damaged the Earth more than any other species ever has. Once again, we are polluting the Earth and increasing carbon dioxide levels. Scientists believe that the Earth is about to undergo another massive transformation. What will the Earth look like in the future? Find out in our next video.